Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Vagisha Mishra. I review and decode beauty pageants at my channel. So if you're watching me for the first time and you don't want to miss out on any pageant story, please go ahead and subscribe the channel and also turn on the bell icon so you'll be the first to get notified whenever a video goes live at my channel. So after Femina Miss India has concluded, I am here to finally give my opinions about the entire grand finale and what I think about the three winners who were crowned at Femina Miss India. So without further delay, let's get started. Although we all know that Femina Miss India 2020 is going to telecast on Colors on 28th of February, but we managed to get some glimpses of the finale with the help of some stories or with the help of some videos and pictures clicked during the finale. So we are yet to decode the review of the finale, but what do I think about the winners of Femina Miss India 2020 is something which we are going to talk about in this video. So let's get started. So first of all, I would like to talk about the winners who were crowned in the finale. So starting my review with Manasa Varanasi, whom I picked as #1 title holder choice in my final predictions. So as you all know how much I was eager to see Manasa at the stage of Miss World as India, and I'm very happy that she deservingly won the title fair and square. So after following her journey, it is very much clear that given her kind of personality and the way with which she communicates not only with the audience but with the jury or press, it is quite evident that she will do very well at the pageant like Miss World. So when we talk about a pageant like Miss World, we have so many sub-contests and fast-track events going on at Miss World. But if we talk about the specific events where Manasa can actually nail her performance, I think it will be head-to-head challenge or closed-door interview. Although closed-door interview might have different kind of questions and random kind of questions which we might not know till the stage, but believing that she has a very good command over her communication skills and she is very confident, she is very positive and poised in front of the jury or in front of press, I must say that she will manage her composure pretty well when it comes to closed door interview. So I think she will nail the head-to-head challenge as well as the closed door interview. Apart from these very two sub-contests, I think her ramp walk skills are amazing and commendable, and no wonder why she won Miss Ramp Walk title as Miss India. So I definitely feel that she will do quite well at the top model round as well and will take India's sash very high at the pageant. So talking about her overall personality and her caliber, I think India has made a very wise move by crowning Manasa Varanasi because she is somebody who will not disappoint us at all. Talking about Manika Shukan, I feel that Manika Shukan is a very natural speaker. She has a beautiful face and she knows how to walk confidently on the ramp as well. Finding her social media profile very engaging and interactive, I feel that Manika Shukan will do very well at Miss Grand International Pageant. And also hearing from the sources that she is not going to compete at Miss Grand International 2020 but at Miss Grand International 2021, we must say that she has got a lot of time to prepare for herself, and be it her swimsuit round or her evening gown round, she can absolutely learn how to ace each of these rounds if she is given a proper guidance. So I believe that Manika Shukan will also make us proud at Miss Grand International Pageant, and she is a beautiful candidate whom India is sending at Miss Grand International Pageant. Talking about Manya Singh, who is the runner-up of Femina Miss India 2020, I think she doesn't need any introduction right now because she's trending all over the news. In Indian news channels where Miss India is sidelined as a topic, I am so happy that Manya Singh is actually garnering so much of attention and people are actually talking a lot about her. And sometimes, even people are talking more about the runner-up than the actual winner, which makes her victory even more commendable because people are now believing that Miss India is not a platform where only rich girls or one who has a lot of resources can reach. But Manya Singh has actually set an example by winning the title that no matter which background you come from, if you are deserving enough, you will make your presence felt. And this is what she stands for. She's an epitome of hope and determination to all the young girls out there who hesitate to dream huge in their lives. I must say that after 2017, this is the best trio that I'm seeing of Femina Miss India, because for the some reason or the other, I was not very much convinced with either the 2018 or 2019 batch, because I might like few candidates who were the part of top 3, but there were few girls whom I was not very much satisfied with their win. But this time I feel that each of the winner who has been crowned as Femina Miss India 2020, each of them deservingly won their title fair and square, and I think we couldn't have a better trio at all at Miss India 2020. Also, I was very much shocked and I felt very disappointed when Jochebuni Tungo, whom I had been supporting and loving since the day one of Miss India pageant, she couldn't make it to top 5. That was something which was very sad and disappointing to me, but the way with which Jochebuni is taking her setback is something which gives me immense enthusiasm about her coming journey, because she has said that she's now going to come back for Miss Diva. She has not specified it although, but she has said that yes, it's not the end of her pageant journey and she's going to come back. And this is why I feel that she is a beautiful lady who has taken her setback as such, with such positivity, and this is something which we expect to see every girl doing when she comes for a pageant like Miss India or any other pageant which is a huge scale pageant. So I definitely love Jochebuni Tungoy and I cannot wait to see her coming back at pageants, and I would be supporting her wholeheartedly if she plans to come back. So yes, although she could have made the trio even more stronger and better, but given the kind of competition we witnessed at Femina Miss India, it was a very nerve-wracking kind of competition, and I'm so impressed with how the entire pageant has turned out to be. The pageant was a virtual one, yet I enjoyed it a lot, because although there were some moments which were a little bit boring to follow, but still when the pageant culminated into the grand finale, I was so impressed by the kind of production Femina Miss India organization put up with the entire show, and how they crowned and chose different girls as the semi-finalists, because each of the girls whom we saw there at top 15, I must say that each of them had something incredible and something special in them which we as an audience could not observe. So Femina Miss India is a very youth scale pageant, and they have a lot of stages and a lot of phases through which the candidates have to go through, and after having so many interviews and after having so many judgment criterias and assessment, they finally narrowed down the top 31 finalists to top 15 and then further to top 3. So this is something which was very inspiring and fulfilling in the entire sense. Coming to the outfits which were given to the candidates for the grand finale, I must say that I was in complete love and admiration with Bhavna Rao's gown, because each of the gown and the kind of detailing it had was something which actually caught my attention. The colors, the designs and the overall presence it brought on the stage was something which was very mesmerizing to witness. So I must say that we must give Bhavna Rao another chance to create beautiful designs for Indian representatives at the international pageants, and not only limit her with the national pageants. So this is something which I'm very eager to see in the coming days. Another beautiful fact which I observed of the Femina Miss India 2020 grand finale was the outgoing title holders' grand entry at the pageant. Although they did not put up the entire video on their stories, but the kind of picture and the boomerang with which they portrayed Suman Rao entering the stage was something which actually caught my attention. And I am very eager to see Suman Rao's entry at Miss India 2020 finale, and I am looking forward to watch the entire show this 20th February. The kind of outfit she was given and the kind of royal presence she brought on the stage was something which actually grabbed my attention, and I actually enjoyed her entire persona on the stage. Also, I happen to know about the final question which was asked to the candidates in the final question and answer round, and they were asked what is the difference between being religious and being spiritual, and who do you think you are? Are you a spiritual person or are you a religious person? That was the final question which was given to all of the candidates who were there in the top 5. So to know the answer of the same, we have to wait till 28th February to watch the entire show being telecasted on Colors TV. But till now, I feel that it was a very good and promising kind of question, because it is something which actually challenges you to think in a very different way, and that is something which actually I found quite interesting and worthy of being appreciated. Now, I would like to talk about the surprises we had in the finale. Although I really liked and appreciated Khushi Mishra, who represented Gujarat at Femina Miss India 2020, and I talked about her in my first impressions where the candidates were unveiled that she's a very natural and spontaneous speaker, but I actually did not expect her to reach the top 5 final spot. So I was very much surprised, and she was a dark horse who actually made her dream true by entering into top 5. And I must say that hearing her live interviews and her videos, I must say that she was a very fluent and spontaneous speaker. And also I happen to know that Julia Molde, who is the chairperson of Miss World organization, she interviewed all the candidates who were competing for the main title. So we can understand that all the candidates who were selected might be selected with the collective decision of all the jury who were assessing the candidates from all perspectives. So Khushi Mishra certainly might have impressed the jury so much that she actually entered in the top 5. Also, the perks of having a virtual pageant is such that always your words, your wisdom will be mattered more than your overall appearance, although you have to be presentable all the time. But yes, if you're able to convince the jury, you will make your way forward in the journey. And that is why I think Khushi Mishra actually enjoyed the perk of the virtual pageant, and she made her way to top 5 very deservingly. The biggest shock of the pageant, I must say, would be the exclusion of Jochobini Tungoy from the top 5 final spot, because although she might have not won the runner-up position even, she actually deserved to be in the top 5 position, because she was so good when it came to her overall styling, her presence on social media, the way with which she communicated with the audience, and her overall personality was so fun and energizing that I actually enjoyed her presence in the entire pageant journey. So I was a little bit taken aback by the fact that Jujubini was excluded from top 5, but I definitely believe that bigger things are meant for her in the future, and if she plans to come back, I'm sure that she will not only make her state proud, but she will make us proud as a representative at international pageant. Basically, if I were to sum up the entire top 3 trio of Miss India 2020, I must say that it was a very inclusive and very motivating kind of crowning ceremony, because each of the candidates who are there in the top 3, they are from the diverse backgrounds. Like Manasa Varanasi belongs to a South Indian background, a very simple and decent background. Then we have a winner like Manika Shokan, who comes from a state like Haryana, where girls are actually not given much power and authority. So she is breaking all the shackles there. And thereafter we have Manya Singh, who comes from a very lower middle class background, who actually gives hope to all the young girls who think that they cannot achieve their dreams if they are born into such family background. So definitely all these 3 kind of winners, I think they are giving a very inclusive and very motivating kind of vibe with their win and with their accomplishment, and we can look up to them and say that yes, each of them actually represents a different strata of the society. So it's very good in that sense. Talking about the crowning ceremony, the only thing which I missed was the throne, because every year when we see the girl taking the throne, it actually gives a very queenly kind of vibe, which was missing in this edition. So I missed the throne being present at the crowning ceremony, but nonetheless it was a great show, and despite of it being conducted in a hotel premises, it was a beautiful production. And Natasha, if you're watching this, I must say that you did a commendable job with Femina Miss India 2020, and I was super impressed and happy with the entire pageant, how it turned out to be, and wish you all the best for the coming future editions of Miss India. Now I would like to close this video by talking about few girls whom I want to see back in pageants. Of course, Jochobini Tungoy is one among them, but other than her, I feel that Molly Haldar is a beautiful face who can actually work upon her energy level and then try coming back to pageants, because she is very beautiful candidate, and it would be a loss of India to not see such a face competing internationally. So she is somebody who should come back, and other than her, I think Angelica Sahane is also meant to be a great candidate for India, either at Miss Supranational pageant or Miss Grand International pageant, which is not possible because Femina Miss India has the franchisee of the same. So I want to see her back for Miss Supranational pageant because she has a beautiful face, a beautiful body, and she has that magnetism and charm in her aura which screams a lot of attention. So these two women, other than Jojobini Tungoy, are few of the ladies whom I want to see back in pageants. Now, another interesting fact which I observed during the crowning ceremony was the fact that although there were women like Jojobani Tungoy who were actually clapping and applauding for the winners so beautifully and smiling and enjoying the moment, but I definitely observed some of the women who were actually making faces and showing their disappointed faces throughout the crowning ceremony. So I have just one thing to say, that all these things are being recorded and these things should not be done on the pageant stage because it becomes a memory for lifetime. So that was something which I found a little bit disappointing and funny at the same time. But nonetheless, the entire pageant was great and I completely thoroughly loved and enjoyed the show. So tell me, what do you think about Femina Miss India 2020 winners and the entire grand finale in the comment section below, and let me know what you think about the entire show. And we shall be watching the show together on 28th of February so as to discuss more inputs on the show. So till now, I would like to close this video here. And thank you for watching. I will see you guys soon with next one. Many more videos are coming your way because there are a lot of pageants which are in the pipeline of March and February. So I will meet you soon. Thank you for watching and have a good day.